But Jeff, just on that, and totally agree with what you say. And the vaccines, looking to be developed around the world. But just in context, there though, and I'd like your opinion here. There was a single goal, and I'm sure when you talk innovation and ideas, there's a vision, and then there's a whole load of buckets, and you're kind of throwing around buckets and going through levels of iteration. Is there, notwithstanding it's been a remarkable achievement, but is there something unique here? And
yes,
to your point about taking that forward and the genie won't go back in the bottle, is there, how does that become real for the future? Based on your learning, is there better ways to do innovation at that front end, et cetera, et cetera?
it's a great question, Simon. There's kind of two parts to the answer. The first part is there are different cultures for innovation. And American culture in particular is event-driven culture. We're terrible at policy. We're the worst planning culture on the planet. I mean, and this is why when you look at things like, gun control or, you pick it, and we're not good at it. But when something happens, it's a crisis. This is kind of our culture is as what I call the compete culture or market culture, right? And we can talk about the history of that. And there's a reason that we're event driven, both good and bad. Look at how our stock exchange works, right? But the second thing you should know is that the reason that innovation happens in a crisis is the risk of trying something radical and the reward of staying where you're at is reversed. And the same is true, it's true whether you're trying to quit drinking or you're pricing an option or your Apple in 1997, you're below $5 a share and the Wall Street Journal says you're going bankrupt. When that happens, you're going to try stuff. Now, the other side is, of course, our friends at Tesla. When you're on a roll, the risk of trying something radical, the reward of staying where you're at, it's reversed. So innovation right off the bat, if your listeners think about a bell curve, it does not happen in the middle. It happens at the edges and it moves from the outside in. It's a pincer maneuver. And the same is true for people. You'll look at somebody who's got a ton of potential, and at 55, they'll go through a divorce and all of a sudden you'll see it. But you didn't see it for years because they were happy, right? They didn't really have a need to do it. So that's always going to be the issue with why events like this are galvanizing. And it really is true that necessity is indeed the mother of invention. If you don't believe that, you should see my bird feeder outside my house and the squirrels who are like, ninjas and they're geniuses in the winter because otherwise they don't eat.